All right, no mess up, Devin. No mess up.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the beautiful Elkhart, Indiana at the Rugby Moose Grounds facility. It's chilly. It snowed overnight, but we had the grounds crew out so we could get ready for today's small college playoff matches. We are going to kick off today first with the Midwest Regional Consolation match, which will be between Baldwin Wallace University from Ohio, which is on your left in the yellow and white. And on the right side of your screen is Calvin University from Michigan, which is wearing all black with the red sleeves. And here we are kicking off Baldwin Wallace to Calvin. My name is Angela Smarto, and I'm the Women's Director of National Collegiate Rugby. And I have my co-host here today, the head coach of the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Rich Ramirez.
Hello, Angela.
Hey, Rich. All right, nice big run from the Baldwin Wallace prop. Let me get my timer started here for the day. Both of these teams played yesterday. Baldwin Wallace lost to York College out of the Eastern Penn Rugby Union. And Calvin University lost to Northern Michigan out of the Great Wanderers. Baldwin Wallace doing a nice job with ball retention here. Of course, as soon as I say that, then we have a knock-on. So we're going to have our first scrum of the day. So we had a conversation between both teams, so all scrums today are going to be uncontested, which means there will be no push after the players have set. So whoever's ball it is kind of just a direct feed to restart the game. So all for player welfare purposes for each team, all scrums today will be uncontested. So put in by Calvin. Nice little run. I think today with a lot of the wet, snowy ball and freezing cold hands, I think we're going to see a lot of that today. Nice poach by Baldwin Wallace 6. Outside center for Baldwin Wallace is looking for a little space, but was caught by the Calvin defense. Taken into touch, so we're going to have our first line out of the game. Throwing for Calvin. Oh no, we had an earlier penalty. It appears.
I think that was an offsides from earlier.
All right, looks like we're going to pods. Baldwin Wallace flankers looking to suck in some defenders as Baldwin Wallace approaches the try line. Unable to connect. It looks like Calvin's going to recover in a bit of a snowbank. We got a nice little line break from the Calvin flanker. They're looking to run it out of their own end here.
Be offsides again.
Expert analysis.
There's going to be a lot of forward to play today.
Yeah.
Because every time they start to go wide, the hands are unsure.
Nice strong run for Calvin as they're working out of their own end. There's that flanker again, number 7. Difficult to tackle for Baldwin Wallace. Calvin has a simple go-forward strategy, but it does seem to be working for them. Looks like they're going to move it. With another penalty on Baldwin Wallace. And Calvin is in for the first try of the day, I believe. Is that their 10?
I do believe.
I couldn't quite see their number. I believe that's their fly half, Elizabeth Harsh. We're about 7 minutes in to this game. And this is Calvin University's first ever playoff appearance. They're the only small college in the Great Lakes division, which is primarily Michigan. And they came in this year as an at-large bid. They'd won against some D2 teams, lost against some D2 teams, but they're very excited as a program, as they're still looking for more recognition from their university because they're relatively new. Nice strike. Doesn't have the distance, so we'll stay at 5-0. Calvin's on the board first. First ever playoff try for the program. That's pretty exciting. A little bit of a dribbler of a kickoff to center. Not releasing. Penalty called on Calvin. Big contact area there. We got to ground. We're going to reset.
Forward pass. Baldwin had more success moving it out wide, but it's going to be harder today. Their 13 had all the big runs. She really provided a spark yesterday, so let's see if they can get the ball into her hands a little bit more after using their forwards.
All right, we're coming in for our second scrum. Again, if you're just joining us, some concerns for player welfare were brought up, so we are playing uncontested scrums today. Unlucky for Calvin's try scorer, unable to hold on to that one, so we'll have another scrum to Baldwin Wallace. But in decent attacking position.
With the uncontested scrums, it'd be nice to see somebody use their 8-man a little bit more. Come off the back since they know they're going to win it. Get a little strategy going. Maybe go weak or use the wings a little bit more.
Looks like we'll just play it out to the backs. Taken into touch. So we'll have another line out here to Calvin at about midfield.
Calvin did a good job on that series by just continuing to apply pressure. They were just forcing him back until they got him out of the bounds. I'm sure the lineouts are going to be a little tough today, too.
Yeah.
A slight breeze, a frozen ball, and a frozen hand.
Yeah. Yeah, so that... See how we adjust strategy. Nice little just defense right off the ground there for Baldwin Wallace. But still not cleanly fielded yet, but Baldwin Wallace runner back on the attack. Unluckily lost for it, but you can hear some very dedicated fans.
I always try before you want to contest it, see what they can do. Yeah, it'd be amazing what you can do if you just put the mind to it.
There's quite a few more dedicated fans in the parking lot watching from
their vehicles.
From their vehicles, yes. It's actually warmer than it was yesterday. Now that it snowed, it's actually more humid.
There she goes.
Very strong run. Number 13, that's Molly Cancian. Biggest line break of the day, but was taken into touch. Baldwin Wallace was able to steal the last line out, so let's see if they can just get the ball back. Calvin sets up. We have a short line out.
Good throw.
Good recover from the fire. If you're watching it, I realize now that's like kind of a colloquial term. The end of, so like the last person at the end of a line out, sometimes they're called the fire person or the tail gunner, because if they're there in case of an overthrow in that exact situation. So
Yeah, we just call them the overthrow.
or you can just call them all kinds of things. I call them a fire person, and then I realized that like maybe people don't know what I'm talking about. So a little bit.
It just got sloppy. Just
Yeah.
ball handling is going to be tough for everyone.
It's a lot of incentive to work really hard in this game, because if you keep moving, you won't get cold. All right, scrum half decides to take a pick off the base.
It's a good thought. She would have went a little wider. She might have got around that one defender.
A bit of a line break from
Number 2.
Angela to the pavilion, please. Angela, pavilion for York questions. Angela to the pavilion.
I'm being summoned by Bart. No. Oh. Never mind.
There's more than one Angela in this world.
It said Angela for York, not from York. Oh. Sorry, everyone. We're all... Never mind. Okay, we have a scrum.
Good kick.
It was a pretty nice kick, yeah.
Into space.
It actually was... Bart actually was looking for me, but he found me. Thank you, Bart.
Baldwin's playing with a little advantage right now. Able to take some chances.
All right, we're going to play that original penalty. number 7 having a quick conversation with their coach and medical, decide if they can stay on. Looks like they're coming off. Unlucky. Everyone in there. Cold hands, cold ball. So it's going to be a scrum down to Calvin now in their attacking half. Let's see if they utilize any back row moves, as you suggested. I don't know if they can hear you, though.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a little dynamic, bringing out the 8-man, maybe pitching it off to the 9, letting them work, add that extra person out there. You know, there's so much to do from that set piece, especially when you know you're going to control it.
Right.
She's been hard to take down all day so far. In the first 10 minutes, it's always multiple people to bring her down.
Yeah, nice little dish and contact here. We're about 20 minutes into the first half. Our first quarter's about done here. Calvin with an early try from their fly half. They've been the only points on the board so far. Calvin is doing a nice job. They have a nice defensive wall, and they are pretty solid tacklers, and Baldwin Wallace is having a hard time finding any space or breaking through.
Their defense has been actually probably the key to this game for them so far, just because they've been moving the ball in the direction they want on defense just as much as on the attack. You guys still there? Almost.
Oh, we have an earlier penalty. Offsides on Calvin.
I think in these situations, Calvin needs to stop going for to bring her down or pull the ball out and just hold them up. Attack that strategy of just killing the ball, creating a maul and killing the ball so they can get the turnover. There's been plenty of opportunities, but I think that's what they're going to do, and then all of a sudden it goes down. I think there's an advantage going for Baldwin again.
Yep.
Coming in from the side. Games like this can be very frustrating because you can't really get anything going. Every time you start moving forward, all of a sudden it's an unlucky drop of the ball.
Yeah, another thing that I mentioned yesterday, a lot of the teams are not used to. Not only are the assistant referees certified refs, but they're mic'd to the referee in the middle. So there are some things, you know, you can be offsides on the backside of a ruck because no one's going to see it and you're not going to call it in the regular season. But when you get to playoffs, you know, you have 3 people watching for all that.
There she goes again. One to beat.
Nice big run. Not really sure where the sideline is, but they are looking pretty close to it.
There they found.
Yeah. Nice big break by Baldwin Wallace, Molly Cancian, but unfortunately they took their possession out of bounds, so we'll have another line out to Calvin.
Also with the referees here, they're almost solid crews. They always work together over and over and over. So I've seen the crews here this weekend were like the same people, which is nice, just because they know each other and there's that trust, but also they have the same idea how this game's going to go. Nice little run.
More offsides calls. Nice little offloading contact.
Danger right there. Good player down for Calvin. Good strike line.
Now we're going to continue on since she's not in the play. And she's not in danger while she's on the ground. Calvin has some nice support when we have ball runners in contact.
They almost have a little 70 feel. They try to keep the ball alive a lot, and they're putting in the minimum people to win things.
Their hooker took that run. She's small but mighty.
They always are.
Calvin is again creeping up on the try line.
That was a try score from last time. I think she can.
Yeah, that's
second
right.
one. Unlike from here, she's got a really good awareness of where she's at the field. Her last try, she did the tap, and I didn't even realize she was by the goal line. She had 2 steps to dive in, and same thing again here.
Nice little continuity. Calvin was able to keep ball in hand. They are trying to keep it a little tighter. I think they realize it's harder to pass out wide, and they're trying to have shorter little pops to each other for a lower risk pass.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting it off right next to each other, and I think the big difference right now so far sees in Calvin is they have kind of a 1-2 punch where they have a couple backs that are making some breaks now, and they have a couple forwards that are making some breaks. So, like, the threat can't be, can't squish everybody in to stop the forwards, and then all of a sudden they go to that back. So it's really nice balance with those 2 players in particular that are really driving it forward.
All right, conversion was missed. So we have Calvin University 10, Baldwin Wallace 0, and we're about 30 minutes in, about 10 minutes left or so in the first half. Baldwin Wallace are the Ohio Valley Conference champions. And they will certainly in the next 10 minutes be looking to get the ball back and put some points on the board.
Some of these little grubber kits aren't a bad idea because it's harder to field in these conditions.
Yeah, that one couldn't be picked up, couldn't be fielded cleanly. So now we've got an attacking scrum into the Baldwin Wallace half here. Since the Baldwin Wallace had a few injuries yesterday, and that's why part of the reason we're uncontested, as you can see, they had a player go off. That's also why they're actually scrumming with the player down. So Baldwin Wallace only has 14 on the field right now.
Yeah. It's a good counter rep.
Nice counter rep by Calvin.
Yeah, let's go forward.
Yeah. Sometimes that can be risky in the contact offload. As people are running by, it's pretty easy to hand it to them while they're ahead of you. We'll have another scrum back to Baldwin Wallace. All right, little chip and chase going on here. Ooh, lost forward in contact. And recovered by Baldwin Wallace. Just got a text update from another consolation match out of our Western Division. Minnesota State Moorhead 36, Pittsburgh State, which is in Kansas, 25. And then that will be leading into the small college final in the West, which will be the College of Slain Scholastica versus the University of Chicago. Baldwin Wallace looking for some space out wide, running across the field, but doesn't find it. We have an advantage, definitely offsides for this number 7. Going to play the original penalty. Long advantage, but offsides on Calvin. Baldwin Wallace unable to advance forward. Keep seeing the scrum halves trying to knock the snow that's getting frozen to the ball. This isn't like the pros where they hand you a new ball on the sideline with the towel.
The scrum halves knock the ball, snow off the ball, and then when I see someone throwing a line out, they knock their shoes off with the ball, so they put it right back on. Defensively, Calvin does a good job. The first person tries to counter-rack it. If it's not won in the first couple seconds, they just get out of there. And it just adds to their defensive line.
All right, taken into touch again. So we'll have another line out to Calvin. Defending well. Not too much time left here on the clock in the first half. That works.
They'll make it difficult if you don't have to.
Back forward. Calvin player tried to offload in contact. Bounced off her teammate's chest. So we'll have a scrum to Baldwin Wallace. Likely less than 3 minutes to go. Pretty good field position for Baldwin Wallace. If they can get something going here before half. A lot of line speed from Calvin. Molly Kansian barreling towards the try line. Oh, but ball lost. Baldwin Wallace unable to secure the ball. All right, and the referee is calling for halftime. So at the end of the first half here, we have Calvin University 10, Baldwin Wallace University 0. And we will be back to you after halftime in a few minutes here for the second half.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.